Today we are going to do a couple more fraction questions. So let's get right to it. So Madeline had 7/6 yards of fabric. She cut off 1 yard to make curtains. How much fabric was left? So there are a couple of things. Okay, so technically we're thinking about yards of fabric. So I guess we could do rectangles here. So let's split these into sixths because that's the denominator here. So if I go split it into thirds and then cut that in half, that is sixths. So Madeline has 7/6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we need to make a second yard. That would be 7, right? So 7/6, since we know that this is a full yard and this is 1/6 that we have here, it equals 1 and it equals 1 and 1/6. So 1 whole and 1/6. We can also get that by just doing division. 6 goes into 7, it goes in 1 time, which becomes the whole number, minus 6, 1, and then the remainder of 1, and the remainder becomes the numerator. So it is 1 and 1/6, and then it says she cut off 1 yard, right? So that's just, basically, we can just X out this 1, and we have 1/6 left. And we could do the same in the picture. She cut off 1 yard, okay? And then all that's left is just this 1/6. So 7/6 minus 1, and as we said, 1 just equals 6/6, which we can see here, right? We did a yard, split it into 6 pieces, and then if you have all 6 pieces, that's the whole. So 7/6 minus 1 equals 1/6, because 6/6 equals 1. So that's quite a few different ways of how to solve that problem. Let's go for this one. Lauren had 7/3 of a pan of brownies left over at a party. Her brother ate 2/3 of a pan of brownies. What part of the total amount of brownies was left? So this is purely a subtraction problem, right? So we can do 7/3 minus 2/3. That equals 7 minus 2. We know that the denominators are the same. They're both 3. So 7 minus 2 equals 5. Denominators stay the same. So the answer is 5/3, right? Although they might want an answer in they may want an answer in they may want an answer in mixed numbers. So 7/3 minus 2/3 equals 5/3. So 5/3 then equals, since we know that 3/3 equals 1, that would mean that we would have 2 left over, and this would be 1 2/3. So now the answer would be 5/3 or 1 2/3. We can also draw this out, and so 7/3 would be okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. That's 7/3. Then I can take this red and I can subtract 2/3. 1 2. And then how many thirds do we have? We have 5/3 left. And we know that this is 1, which is equal to 3/3. And then this is 2/3. So we have either 5/3 or 1 2/3. So either of those is an acceptable way of doing this. So hopefully that was helpful.